Another topic in the third unit, okay, that is the error performance of modulation techniques in fading channels. The error probability in flat fading channels, okay, in fading channel that the received signal power, that is the signal to noise ratio, it is not a constant, but changes as the fading of the channel change. To compute bit error rate in such a channel, we have three steps. Determine the BER for any arbitrary SNR, determine the probability of a certain signal to noise ratio occurs in the channel. In other words, determine the PDF of the power gain of the channel, average the BER, the distribution of SNRs. In AWGN channel, the bit error rate decreases exponentially as the SNR increases. In constant, in contrast, in a fading channel, the bit error rate decreases only linearly with the average signal to noise ratio. Sometimes fading leads to high SNRs, sometimes it leads to low SNRs, and it could be assumed that high and low values would compensate for each other. The relationship between instantaneous, the bit error rate, and SNR is highly nonlinear. The slow flat fading channels changes very slow when compared to the modulation applied. It is worth nothing that the phase shift and attenuation of the signal are assumed to be constant for minimum of one simple period. The signal received is denoted as S of t equal to alpha t into exponential of minus j theta t into x of t plus n of t. It is the time is in between 0 to t, where S of t is a received signal, alpha t is the channel gain, and theta t is the channel phase shift, and the n of t is additive Gaussian max. The probability of error PE of the digital modulation scheme used in slow flat fading channel, the probability of error for a specific modulation in additive white Gaussian noise channels are possible ranges of the signal strength that is due to fading. The probability of error in the slow flat fading radio channel is given by, that is the PE equal to integral of 0 to infinity PE of x into Q of x into dx, where P of x is probability of error for a modulation at particular value of signal to noise ratio x. Q of x is the probability density function of x. EB, that is the average energy per bin, N0 noise power density, and alpha square is random variable is used to express instantaneous power value of fading radio channel corresponding to EB by NR. So this is the bit error rate performance to different digital modulation scheme and a relay flat fading channel compared to the performance of the in AWGN. It is the binary modulation technique. It is the FSK covariant direction. It is the FSK. Okay, FSK non-covariant direction. It is the DPSK and PSK technique. Okay. So the bit error rate probably as EB by NR is shown in figure. That is PE with your EB by NR. Here the curve for AWGN and other modulation techniques are vary in the graph. It will be changed. The PE value of AWGN is high when EB N0 is very less. As EB by N0 increases, this is a sudden drop in PE. But in other techniques, as EB by N0 increases, at a smooth fall in PE is observed. Also from the equation, the probability of error PE, there is an inverse relation which exists between the error rate and mean signal to noise ratio. But in opposite with respect to AWGN channel, where there is an exponential relationship observed between the error rate and SNR. Finally, it is possible to improve bit error rate, it is a BER, by using special techniques like error control coding, diversity techniques. They also help to minimize or even avoid deep fads in the signal in mobile communication. Okay, the next topic is OFDM, That is the orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. Okay. So in the orthogonal frequency division multiplexing is a modulation scheme that is especially suited for high data rate transmission in delayed dispersive environment. It converts high data rate stream into a number of low rate streams that are transmitted over parallel narrowband channel that can be easily equalized. Let us first analyze why traditional modulation methods become problematic at very high data rates. As the required data rate increases, the symbol duration TS has to become very small in order to achieve the required data rate, and the system bandwidth becomes very large. Now, delay dispersion of a wireless channel is given by nature. Its values depends on the environment, but not on the transmission system. If the symbol duration becomes very small, then impulse response becomes very long in terms of symbol durations. The computational efforts for such a long equalizer is very long, and the probability of instabilities increases. YFDM, on the other hand, increases the symbol duration in which of its carriers compared to a single carrier system, and can thus have a very simple equalizer for each subscriber. What are the basic principle of your YFDM? YFDM splits the high rate data stream into n parallel streams, which are then transmitted by modulating n distinct carriers. It is called subcarriers or turns. That the symbol duration on each subcarrier becomes larger by the factor n. In order to the receiver to be able to separate the signal carried by a different subcarriers, they have to be orthogonal. Conventional frequency division multiplex FDM access multiplexers can achieve this by having a large spacing between carriers. This, however, weighs previous spectrum, a much narrower spacing of subcarrier can be achieved. Specifically, let subcarriers at the frequency F1 equal to NW by N, where N is integer and W is the total available bandwidth. Okay. Now, from this equation, that is W equal to N by TS. Okay. Further, that the subcarrier is in pulse amplitude modulation with rectangular basic pulse. We can then easily see the subscribers are mutually orthogonal, that the relationship is integral of exponential j2 pi ft of k into exponential of minus j2 pi fn of t into dt. So this is the principle behind the orthogonal frequency division multiplexing n carrier with a bandwidth of n. It is the carrier spacing, and for FDMA and YFDM. The figure shows the principle in the frequency domain. Due to rectangular shape of pulses in the time domain, the spectrum of each modulated carriers has a sin x by x shape. The spectra of different modulated carriers overlap, but each carrier is in the spectral nulls of all other carriers. Therefore, as long as the receiver does the appropriate demodulation, that is the exponential term minus j2 pi fn t, and integrating over the symbol duration, the data streams of any two subscribers will be non-interferent. So this is the trans-receiver structure for orthogonal frequency division multiplexing purely analog technology. Okay, that is the inverse fast Fourier transform. Second one. Okay, data source, that is the STP conversion. It will be in parallel. Okay, it will be going to a channel, and the receiver side it will be received separately. Okay, it is the P2S converter, and it will be given to a data link. It is the it is an analog interpretation. Okay, and that is the implementation. So as in the previous discussed earlier, okay, so we first split our original data into n parallel data streams, and each of which has a lower data rate. Okay, furthermore, we have a number of local oscillators available for constant frequency Fn equal to Nw by N. And each of the parallel data streams then modulates one of the carriers. This picture allows as easy understanding of the principle, but is issued for actual implementation. The hardware effort, multiple local oscillator is to pi. So this is the basic equation that the first consider the analog implementation, that is the complex transmit symbol at the time instant that the transmit signal is, that is the summation of that is I minus infinity to infinity n equal to 0 to Cn Ig of into T of T minus I T of S. So it is the basic pulse Gn of T, it is defined here. Let us know that without restriction of energy, okay, that is the consider for instantaneous samples, this amount, that is Sk equal to this above equation. Okay. Now this is nothing but the inverse discrete Fourier transform. Okay, the IDFT of the transmit symbols. Therefore, the transmission can be realized by performing an inverse discrete Fourier transform. It is IDFT on the block of your transmit symbols. In almost all practical cases, the number of samples n is chosen to be power of 2 and the IDFT is realized is an IFFT. In the following, we will only speak about the IFFTs and fast Fourier transforms. OFDM can also be interpreted the time frequency plane. Each index I corresponds to temporal pulse. Each index n is the carrier frequency. This ensemble of function spans the grid in the time frequency plane. Thank you.